Hello students, in the last class we were discussing about microsporogenesis. As you know that during microsporogenesis formation of pollen grain takes place. In today's class we will discuss about structure of pollen grain and also development of pollen grain. So this is the structure of pollen grain. So in the first stage of development of pollen grain, so there is an enlargement of cell takes place. Inside this, what it is present? Nucleus, and these are the vacuoles, and here inside this you can see the presence of cytoplasm. So for the further development, there is a more accumulation of cytoplasm takes place in the pollen grain. Why there is a more accumulation of cytoplasm takes place in the pollen grain? Because this cell, it will undergo mitotic cell division. So that's why more accumulation of cytoplasm takes place here. So in the next stage of development, what you are seeing, so after this mitotic cell division in the pollen grain, so here you can see the presence of two cells in the pollen grain. One is the larger vegetative cell and another one is the generative cell. So you can see the presence of two cells. One is the larger cell, another one is the smaller cell. Larger cell is known as vegetative cell. Smaller cell is known as generative cell. And what is this pollen grain? So the pollen grain is haploid, which represents first stage of the male gametophyte. So this pollen grain is a first stage of the male gametophyte. And the cell wall of pollen grain is called sporoderm, which consists of two layers. The hard outer layer called exine and inner layer is called intine. Okay. So if you see the structure of this mature pollen grain, okay, so this pollen grain cell wall is known as sporoderm. Okay, so here you can see the presence of two layers. So outer harder layer is known as exine. Inner layer is known as intine. And this exine, it is made up of sporopollenin. Exine is made up of sporopollenin. And what this is sporopollenin? So sporopollenin is a fatty substance. So it is a fatty substance and it is not affected by high temperature, strong acids or alkali. So that's why it is a very hard layer of the sporo and this pollen grain. Okay. So this inner layer, so which is known as intine. So inner layer is a intine. It is made up of pectine and also cellulose. Okay, so it is a thinner layer of the pollen grain. Okay, it is a thinner layer of the pollen grain and it is made up of cellulose and also pectine. Okay, so here inside this again you can see the presence of vegetative cell and the generative cell. Understood? Okay, so after that another that is part you are seeing here, that is germpore. Germpore. What is this germpore? Okay, so here in the germpore, so there is no accumulation of sporopollenin. Okay, so you can see so it is a thinner layer of the pollen grain, thin area of the exine. It is a thin area of the exine and it is known as germpore. So exine often produce, so this exine often produce spines, ridges and other types of surface outgrowths which are different from one species to the other species. Okay, so they are produced different kind of outgrowths here and it is not similar to all the species. So it is different from one species to the another species. By seeing this that is layer, that is outer exine in the plants, we can recognize so which this plant belongs to the which family. Okay, particular family. We can identify particular family by seeing this structure of this pollen grain. Understood? So this is about what? Exine. And pollen grains of many species like Parthenium cause severe allergy. So and severe allergy and also bronchial disorders like asthma and also bronchitis. Okay, you heard about pollen allergy. Okay, many plants, they cause allergy. They become allergic. So it is the season where sometime during this rainy season. So it causes more allergy. Okay, understood. So here pollen grains they are also very rich in nutrients, and consumption of them has been expected to increase the performance of athletics and race horses. Okay, as it is very rich in nutrients. So that's why usually, so this usually the athletics, they consume this pollen grains to get more energy. Understood? This is about so today's explanation about structure of pollen grain. So it is very easy to follow. Okay, just practice once by seeing, and draw another time without seeing in your practice book. Thank you.